I will start my presentation about Navajo. First, what is Navajo? Here are some basic information about them. Navajo is a Native American tribe primarily located in the Four Corners region of the United States, especially Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. And the Navajo people have a rich culture with a strong emphasis on harmony with nature. Their beliefs emphasize the interconnectedness of living things. Therefore, rituals are integral to Navajo cultures, serving various purposes such as healings, celebrations, and maintaining balance. One of the significant traditions is Navajo weaving. Navajo women are typically the weavers, unlike some other Native American cultures. I will explain about Navajo language, and I will focus on its history. The beginnings of written Navajo were by non-native speakers. Military personnel and missionaries who often had no prior knowledge of Navajo attempted to record and translate the language in the mid-19th century. Over a long history, they developed the written form by cooperating with native speakers. In addition, Navajo's connection to religion cannot be missed when discussing its history. Both Protestant and Catholic missionaries used written Navajo for religious instruction, further contributing to the development and dissemination of the language. This practice, however, was sometimes met with resistance from Navajo parents who did not understand the teaching. The Navajo language has changed over a long history. Initially thought to write Navajo involved collaboration between non-native speakers and Navajo interpreters. The creation of the Navajo language dictionary was an opportunity to change the Navajo language. Franciscan missionaries and Navajo speakers gradually refined their writing system to be more comprehensible to native speakers. This change is similar to the one in English. Lena Wright said that the invention of the printing press in the 15th century led to standardizing the various dialects of English, mostly in favor of a dialect spoken by the elite. It means English changed the shape and the pronunciation to prioritize comfort for native speakers. Next, I will explain about kinship. Here is a basic information about it. Navajo kinship is characterized by complex interplay of kinship obligations, legislative choice, and historical factors rather than strict adherence to universal descent rules. Also, the Navajo clan is matrilineal and serves as an important identity maker, especially for individuals traveling in familiar territory. Navajo has some levels of social organization. In households, Navajo has typically a nuclear family residing in a single dwelling called hogan. The next one is resistance group, a cluster of 2 to 4 households, usually linked by kinship and sharing resources like corrals and fields. Also, the Navajo has a cooperating kin group. It is a unit of social organization responsible for activities like farming and literal sponsorship. The CKG is formed based on the combination of kinship and proximity. Marie mentioned Navajo kinship in the book Perspectives. She said, because clan membership is so important to identity and to social expectation in Navajo culture, when people meet they exchange clan information first to find out how they stand in relationship to each other. It means the importance of the role of the clan. It is a significant identity maker for individuals and plays a role in political relations. The last category is religion. To understand the Navajo religion, we cannot miss SNBH. It is a concept that values harmony, and balance within oneself and with the physical and spiritual world as essential for well-being. Also, there are some examples of traditional Navajo religion. It features specific diagnostic and curative practices performed by trained specialists called hatai. Traditional religious practice often represents an effort to connect with Navajo culture, particularly for those who experienced cultural repression in boarding schools. In addition, they have specific rituals. It ideally involves family members, takes place in traditional dwellings called hogans, and reconnects patients to their history and origins through prayers, songs, and the Navajo creation stories. There is a connection between religion and medical care. As I mentioned above, the rituals in Hogan can be seen as a whole of medical care. In addition, NAC meetings are medical care for Navajo. NAC meetings led by roadmen serve a therapeutic purpose by providing a space for individuals to address their problems and seek healing through prayer and the ingestion of peyote. The supportive atmosphere, emphasis on fellowship, and encouragement of emotional expression contribute to a sense of community and connection, fostering healing. The similarity with other religions and area is using peyote as a medical tool. The Navajo uses it to address the relational and behavioral aspects of well-being. Also, other tribes such as the Fiyor and Tarahumara use it for psychoactive effects. These traditions highlight their unique worldview that interweaves the supernatural with the mundane. The next topic is cultural storytelling. Storytelling plays a crucial role in the education of Navajo children. It is integral to transmitting knowledge and cultural values from one generation to the next. Navajo elders emphasize storytelling as a method of teaching life lessons. The narratives often contain moral lessons expressed through characters and are employed to guide children's thinking and planning for the future. There are some categories of storytelling: winter stories and coyote tales. Winter stories, including creation stories, are shared during the colder months. Coyote tales teach valuable life lessons, emphasizing morals like responsibility and respect for others. I found some similarities in core lessons between the creation stories of the Navajo and other ones that I read in class. The core lesson of Navajo's creation story, the emergency story, is harmony with nature. This story emphasizes that Navajo believes in living in harmony with the natural environment. Land, water, animals, and plants are all circulated and essential to sustain life. In addition, the creation story by Nesselik tells us respect for nature and the balance of life as its core lesson. The story emphasizes the importance of living in harmony with the natural world. Animals, the land, and the sea are seen as sacred and integral to survival. Humans are portrayed as stewards who must respect the animals they hunt and avoid overexploitation, as their survival depends on this balance. During the research, I found the crisis of the survival of the Navajo language. Western-style schooling played a central role in Navajo language loss. Navajo viewed English as essential for success in the modern world, and it led to the decline in the natural intergenerational transmission of Navajo. In addition, the link site causes intergenerational trauma, with parents opting to speak English to their children to shield them from similar experiences. Wade said the Inuit language is alive. Similar to the Navajo, the Inuit are afraid that their numbers will decrease. What Wade said means that as long as there are people using the language, it will not disappear. Even though people have strong wills to keep their language, they need some solutions. For example, the implementation of a strong Navajo English bilingual policy in the all schools on the reservation seems effective. Increased support for bilingual education from the Navajo Nation could help revitalize these programs and expand Navajo language instruction to all schools. In addition, existing resources for language revitalization should be leveraged. These include a strong base of fluent speakers, qualified teachers, good teaching materials, and the continued use of Navajo in many aspects of public and private life. To realize these solutions, they need a renewed commitment to Navajo language and culture from the Navajo people themselves. In conclusion, the Navajo have their own language, kinship, and religion. However, they suffered from decreasing the number of people, so their culture is under crisis on extinction. There are some solutions. For example, as I mentioned above, they need to implement a strong Navajo English bilingual policy in all schools on the reservation to keep their language. To realize them, there needs to be a common understanding of Navajo culture from those who know it to those who don't, and to the next generation. According to Molina, we can approach other cultures with understanding and respect by defamiliarizing the familiar. We do not have many opportunities to interact with other cultures, but we need to see their own culture from an outsider's perspective and question their assumptions about what is normal or rational. Here are the references provided in class. Here are the academic references. Thank you for listening.